Hello BookTube, welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth and it's Friday, so it's time for Friday Reads. Well, it's kind of late in the day. I think it's after 10 p.m., maybe getting close to 11, and I'm getting this filmed finally because I was trying to finish one more book, and when I got that book done, I went to get my phone so I could film, and it was at 2%. So I had to plug it in, do a few other things while I was charging my phone, and I'm finally here now. I tried filming this once already, and then the camera cut off when I was almost done, and I realized I had forgotten to delete the last couple of days' videos, so there just wasn't enough room on the phone. So I've got those deleted. I think I'm ready to get underway now. So just quickly, I want to give you an update on what I have finished this week and what I still hope to finish this weekend by the end of the month, and a couple of things that I'm going to be reading looking forward into January, or at least the first week or two. So the 6 books I finished this week, one of them was the last book in the 24 Days of Christmas Hope read along, and then 2 of them were Advent books. One was an audiobook and 2 were children's storybooks. So the read-along book was the last book in the series, The Christmas Town. I've already done a video of this. It was wonderful. I just really enjoyed this and the whole series so much. And you don't need to read the whole series to read each individual book. So if you're hearing this and you haven't been watching any of the read-along book reviews, don't feel like you have to start at the beginning. They're wonderful books. This one and the 3rd book were my favorites. So if you had to pick just 1 or 2 out of the series, this one and The Christmas Hope were the ones I would recommend the most. I recommend the whole series, but this one's great. Then the 2 Advent books that I finished. Sorry about my little Santa. He keeps wanting to fall down. The 2 Advent books that I finished, I actually finished today. I've been kind of chinking away at these for a few days. I finished A Christmas Story by Jean Shepherd. Now, several of you have commented that you didn't know this was a book. Well, that's kind of because it wasn't really a book before the movie. The movie was written by Jean Shepherd, but prior to that, he had written several short story collections, and so he took elements from several of those short stories and wrote the script for the movie. So this book is a compilation of those stories that had the main elements from the movie. So it's not, this book is not the story of the movie from front to back. This is a compilation of short stories that have the elements that, you know, the elements were pulled from to make the movie. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you are a fan of the movie, you will like this. If you're not a fan of the movie, then you might not like this that much. There are some things in the short stories that are not in the movie, so you will get some new things and some fun new things from this book that are not from the movie. So that makes it worth reading, especially if you're a fan of the movie. So I hope that makes... Is that as clear as mud? Anyway, I recommend it, though. It was a lot of fun. Then, just tonight, I finished 'Tis the Season by Lorna Landvik. This is a very unique book, very unlike most books that I read, partly because it's an epistolary novel. I don't read a lot of those, and partly because the storyline and the setting were just different. It was... really, I don't even know how to classify it other than just fiction. It's not really a romance. It's not a mystery. It's about a young woman who, she's kind of a socialite gone wrong. She's kind of gone off the deep end. People don't really want to associate with her anymore. She's an heiress, and she really has just hit rock bottom, and then she realizes that she needs to make some changes. So she gets in touch with 2 people in her life that had cared the most about her when she was young, and she makes contact with them. They're people from 2 different parts of her life. They don't know each other, and she gets in touch with them and begins to kind of reform a relationship with them, because prior to this she had pushed them both away and tried to alienate them. And so then the whole story works towards, it culminates at Christmas. And there's some other characters involved. Most all of the book is is emails. There are a few other elements. There's some news articles, and the writer of the news articles is also a character in the book. And some other people that you don't know, you cannot figure out, at least I couldn't. I could not figure out how these people were going to fit into the book until close to the end, and then it all made perfect sense, and it was wonderful. So I thought it was great. There's a tiny bit of bad language, mainly from the one character who writes the news articles. He's got a bit of a potty mouth, but everybody else is just very, it's a clean book other than that. And I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Emily Sears, you're going to need to read this one. It's an epistolary book. So then I finished one audiobook, and believe it or not, I did not finish Nothing with Strings, which is the audiobook I've been working on for a couple of weeks now. Because this was the only Christmas audiobook that I had left, I've really just been taking it very slow. But then yesterday, if you watch my library haul, I went to the library and I found some Christmas audiobooks that were shorter, that I thought I could finish, a couple, at least 2 or 3 of, before the end of the month. So last night I put this in, and we listened to this from beginning to end while we were working on our puzzles. And it's A Dog Named Christmas by Greg Kincaid. I really enjoyed it. It's got a special needs boy that I love to see when they portray special needs characters in a really positive light. He's just a wonderful kid. I think there's a movie of this, maybe on the Hallmark Channel. It is about this family who decide to take advantage of a program that the animal shelter is doing, where you can adopt a dog at Christmas and then you can take it back. So I won't go into any more than that, but that's what the story's about, and I really enjoyed it. It was very heartwarming. Then the 2 other books that I finished or read were children's storybooks, and I just read these today with my daughter Emily. We took her to the doctor's for a follow-up from her surgery. We also saw the neurologist, and everything's going well. So while we were waiting, we read these books. So the first one we read was The 12 Days of Christmas Cats, and I liked the artwork better than the actual text. It wasn't bad. It was fun. We I sang it, to her as we were kind of reading it. The artwork is very cute, and the text was just a little awkward to sing it. Mainly day 4, which the first one is The First Day of Christmas. My true love gave to me a kitten in a fir tree. So the 4th one was the one I thought didn't flow right. On the 4th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 calico cats, then 3 friendly felines, 2 tawny tabbies, and a kitten in a fir tree. I would have rather just said 4 calicos instead of calico cats, but that's not how it's written, so I sang it as it was written, but if I could change it, I would. And but the artwork is really cute. Oh, in fact, let me show you day 10. That's the cutest one. It's kind of silly. It is on the 10th day. You've got leopards lounging, and if you look, some of the leopards. Okay, there's like 3 gazelle type hooved animals that are serving platters to the leopards. Okay, so I'm thinking that the leopards are kind of gazing longingly at the gazelles rather than the food that's on the platters. But some of them are reading, some of them are having some tea. It's just cute. So I thought that was fun. Then the second book we read is Mike Huckabee's Can't Wait Till Christmas. I don't know if this is autobiographical or not. I'm going to guess that it is, because the main character is a boy named Mike. It's about a boy named Mike and his sister, and they decide to open their gifts early when their parents aren't home and play with them and then wrap them back up. And it's just the story about them doing that, and then what happened on Christmas Day, and how that affected Christmas. It's a good story for kids about patience and honesty. I think it's a good lesson to learn. Kids might not necessarily learn the lesson by reading the book. They probably would have to experience it for themselves in order to really get to the full realization of why you shouldn't do that. But anyway, it's a very good story. I think it's definitely worth reading, especially if you've got kids who can't wait till Christmas. And that is all that I finished this month. So my current reads, I have 7 books on my currently reading list on Goodreads, and about at least 2 of those I am for sure going to bump to January. I'm probably just going to completely take them off the currently reading list because I don't like to have things hanging over on that list into January. So I'm probably going to just take these off. I am barely into the first chapter on both of these. I am definitely going to read these in January. That is my plan. Rest Ye Murdered Gentlemen by Vicki Delaney, and sorry, my bookmark gets in the way. I need to just flip this bookmark around. I don't even know why I have a bookmark in this book because I have not even finished the first chapter. But this is A Very Dear... Actually, no, I have finished a couple of chapters, but they're short. Very Dear Christmas by Cynthia Hyson. I do definitely want to read both of these. I just don't think I can get it done by the end of the month. And I'm sorry, I'm looking down. I'm building an avalanche right here in front of my file cabinet. Okay, so those I'm going to bump to January. And I might have to bump this one too. This is A Simple Christmas by Mike Huckabee. This is a memoir book. It's 12 stories of 12 Christmas memories. And I do definitely want to read it, but I've barely started it, so I don't know if I can get this one done in 2 days either. So what I will probably focus on, the one that I have started in print that I will focus on, because I've already finished a third of it, is The Christmas Wedding Quilt by Emily Richards, Janice K. Johnson, and Sarah Mayberry. I finished the first short story, and then I kind of set this aside for other books, and I need to pick it back up because I have 2 other short stories. Both are about 100 pages each. You Better Watch Out, and 9 Ladies Dancing. And so I think this is where I'm going to put my focus because I've already invested, I've already read 120 pages in this one, and I have this on my Kindle. Then I've got 3 other short ones, so that if I finish that and I still have time to squeeze in another print book, I've got 3 choices of shorter books that I can read, I think, in one sitting. The Handmaid and the Carpenter by Elizabeth Berg, The Purpose of Christmas by Rick Warren. That's got a lot of pictures in it. And The Christmas Pig by Kinky Friedman. I've read this before. This was my very last book for 2016, either 2015 or 2016. And I believe I read it in one sitting. So these are 3 books that I could fit in at least 1 or 2 of those. And then all the rest of my Advent books, I think there's 6 more of those that I haven't mentioned in this video that I'm going to bump to January. And that's my January reading plan, is to finish all of these Christmas books the first couple weeks of January while I am planning and getting my goals all situated for the rest of the year. Oh, and then I have a few audiobooks. I mentioned that I had picked up some audiobooks at the library yesterday, and I finished this one already. I also started Merry and Bright by Debbie Maycomber, so I plan to finish that. And then I have, if I get that done quick, then I have also Dashing Through the Snow by Debbie Maycomber, and I have Comfort and Joy by Kristen Hanna. I think I will probably wait and save Comfort and Joy for January, but I think I can finish both of the Debbie Maycombers by the end of the year. So that is it. I have one other currently reading book, and that is my devotional book, Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. And I've been keeping up pretty good with it all year, and I'm caught up. So I've just got, 2 more pages to read in it, and I'll be done with it, and I can check it off as another book finished for the year. So that is it, I guess, for this video. What are you trying to finish before the end of the year? Are you like me and you've got several books that you want to try to squeeze in? Or have you just said, I've read enough and that's it. I'm done. I'm going to start now, start clean with January. I know that, one other thing I wanted to just ask. Do you like to finish does it bother you to leave things hanging over into the new year? I know I don't even like to leave things hanging from month to month, although I do. But I really don't like to have anything continued from year to year. I like to make sure I'm finished with it by the end of, December 31st, and then start fresh with the new year. How do you feel about that? I mean, there's nothing wrong with either one. I'm just curious, how which side of the fence you are on, or if it matters. So anyway, I hope you're having a great day. I will see you soon with more videos. I keep forgetting to edit my Pop Sugar video. I filmed that a couple weeks ago and it's not edited yet. And I also still haven't sent out any of my Christmas packages. I sort of had to clean up for company, and I had to move all my packaging and packages and kind of squirrel them away here in the office, and then Christmas happened and all that, and I've got to get it all back out and try to get things ready to mail. So I guess that's it for this video. I will talk to you soon. I hope you're having a great day. Happy New Year. I probably will have at least 1 or 2 more videos before the end of the year, so I'll see you then, and I hope you're reading a good book. Have a great day, and God bless you.